Worried about your drinking? Reserve your place on today's free Quit Drinking webinar and get a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. www.stopdrinkingexpert.com. Hello, how are you? This is Craig Beck, aka Stop Drinking Expert, from the website that has helped hundreds of thousands of people to escape the loop of problem drinking, and I would love you to be the next. If you're here because you're worried about your drinking, there's a kind of checklist for things for you to do. First of all, like this video, like the podcast, and subscribe, and then head on over to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com, sign up for the webinar, and I will give you a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. All right, today, let's talk about quite a profound issue, and if you're a parent, you can't miss this because this is important. This is about leading your children down a better path than you took. I'm sure, the fact that you're here at my Happy Sober podcast means that alcohol has become problematic for you. It has become something in your life that you've now accepted damages you much more than it benefits you, right? So presumably, if you could go back in time to a younger version of yourself and you could have a little word with yourself, you would maybe throw in a few lines about alcohol not being the solution that you think it is, right? Well, you can't do that. But you can do the next best thing. You can try and influence what your children do going forward. And that's what this is all about today. It's about how do you protect your children from meeting the evil clown and getting into a relationship with him or her. Yeah. And the reason for this today is I got a very long email a while ago, and this is from Howard. And sorry about the delay in getting back to you, Howard. I've been crazy busy and nothing exciting. I've not been traveling the world. I'm remodeling the bathroom. So underneath this shirt, I'm covered in tile adhesive, grout, silicone. I'm a mess. So I'm a bit behind on my correspondence. But anyway, Howard sent this big, long email, which I read. I'll just summarize it for you. Basically, Howard has done the Stop Drinking Expert course. It has completely changed his view of alcohol. He now no longer sees it as a benefit. He now no longer sees it as a harmless social pleasantry. He hates it. He hates alcohol with a passion, in the same way that most right-thinking people hate heroin, because you look at it, you see people doing it, and you think that's just pure evil. Well, the goal of the course is not to force you to quit drinking or to ask you to stay away from the thing that you love the most. The goal of my course is to change your thinking about this substance so it becomes akin to your thinking and feeling about heroin. You start to look at alcohol and feel contempt for it. That's the goal. And it's worked with Howard. So he's got a problem now. He hates this thing. And his daughter's just turned 18. And everyone else on planet Earth is saying, well, you know what you got to do. I'm guessing, Howard, you're in Europe or somewhere like that, maybe the UK. The age where you're allowed to buy alcohol is 18 in the UK, 21 in America. So I'm guessing you're somewhere in Europe. And it is kind of the tradition, certainly from where I come from in Great Britain, when you turn 18, everyone around you, all your family, all your friends say, whoa, I've got to go to the pub, and you've got to buy your first legal pint. You've got to buy your first alcoholic drink and buy one for your father and buy one for your brother and all this sort of stuff. So he's in the middle of this kind of tradition where his daughter's turned 18, the whole family, everyone's like, hey, time for a drink. And he's thinking, because of his new conditioning, he's thinking, what, time for heroin? That doesn't make any sense. And his question is, how does he approach this? How does he talk to her? How does he persuade her to not drink alcohol? Does he even try? And it's a good question. And the answer is a bit, I can give Howard a very specific answer on his specific situation. But if you're a parent, the chances are your child is not 18, might be a different age, might be really young, might be adult and flown the nest, sorry. It depends on the age of the child on how you approach this, in my opinion. And this is just using psychology and knowing what I know about the formation of character in the human brain. And what we know is up until about the age of 7, your child will pretty much believe everything you say. And the reason for that is you are kind of God in your child's eye. You are the most important thing in the world to your child. It hasn't got much social experience. It doesn't have a great deal of history interacting with human beings. It hasn't seen that many human beings. All it knows is that you are a constant and you appear to have magical powers. You make food appear from nowhere. When they feel bad, you make them feel better. When they're cold, you make them warm. You can do anything. Nothing is impossible to you. You are God. And also, at this age, your child has not developed any critical thinking. So it's not really got the intellectual power to debate what you're saying. And that's why the Greek word for baby is moro. And that's where we get the word in English, moron, from. And basically, moro in Greek means one without knowledge, one without information. And we've kind of bastardized that in the English language, and it's become moron, which means idiot. But literally speaking, it means in Greek, the one without information. And that is your child up to the age of 7. And that's why they believe in the tooth fairy. They believe in Father Christmas. They believe pretty much anything you say. So if you've had a drinking problem and you can crush it during those formative years, 0 to 7, and you tell your child that alcohol is bad, alcohol is evil, the chances are that message will carry forward into their life. Doesn't mean they won't try alcohol, but it will set them on a very good path. All right. So if you've got a baby in your life now and you're drinking, trust me on this. Now is the time to change your behavior, because as you know, it's not just about what you say. In fact, from about the age of 1 to 11, 12, it is probably 80% about what you do rather than what you say. They're modeling you. Remember, you're a hero, you're a heroine to your child, you're God. So they watch you to learn how to be human. So they are modeling your behavior. So it doesn't really matter if you've got a 10-year-old child and you say, look, don't drink alcohol. It's very bad. It's going to kill you. It's going to cause cancer. It's going to steal all your money. It's going to ruin your relationships. Don't ever drink alcohol. And then you pour yourself a glass of red wine. Because you've just deleted all those good words. Your child is modeling your behavior, and it doesn't make any logical sense to them that someone they assume to be perfect or near to perfect would do anything that would be self-harming. So if dad comes home from work stressed and pours a glass of beer, mom comes home from work stressed and pours a glass of wine, then that is what they want to do when they're stressed. That is their programming around this, right? So if you've got a child under the age of, 10, 11, it really is about what you do, not what you say. My dad used to try and get around that, and maybe your dad did as well. My dad would break all the rules in the house. My mum would set the rules, of course, and my dad would break them all. And when my brother and I would see him breaking a rule, like wearing his shoes in the lounge on the brand new carpet, he would say, do as I say, not what I do. That's what he would always say. We would run and tell our mum on him and say, Dad's got his shoes on in the lounge. And he'd say, do as I say, not as I do. Well, tough shit, Dad. It doesn't work like that. And it doesn't work like that for you either. It's not about what you say to your child. It's about what you demonstrate. Now, the good news there is if you take this opportunity and you get this poison out of your life, you become really powerful role models to your children. You are subconsciously teaching them that life is better without alcohol. And that is the most powerful way you can direct their lives. Now, here we hit some problems. When your child hits puberty, when it gets to be 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, something like that, this is difficult because Now they're not seeing you as God anymore, I'm afraid. They've had social interactions with other people. They've been exposed to peer groups and pressure and bullying and all sorts of other stuff going on. They've seen other adult humans doing more impressive things than you. And I've got bad news for you. You are no longer God. You are no longer impressive. In fact, you are now the opposite. You are embarrassing. You are not living up to their new standards. So everything you say is dismissed pretty much. So if you notice that your teenage child has started drinking and you order them not to do it anymore, guess what they think? Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. They don't listen to you and go, yeah, good point, Dad. Okay, yeah, yeah. Ooh. They think you're an idiot. That's just the way it is. So trying to influence during this period of life is very difficult. And it's going to be the harder you push, the more they pull away. So the secret here is to be stoic about it. Approach it with stoicism. Understand that the only thing in your control is what you do and your actions, your behavior. Everything else outside of that is none of your business. You lead by example and hope that they notice something, anything. And that's all you can do, really. Now, once they get out of puberty, out of that awkward stage, it's a bit later for boys, girls a bit earlier. 18 is probably a good age for a girl to come out of that awkward stage. Boys can stay in it a bit longer. Again, they're fearless at this age, and they see all their friends doing it. And if you have a serious conversation with them and say, don't do it, the chances are they're still going to do it just behind your back. They're just not going to drink in front of you. That might give you some peace of mind, but it doesn't really solve the problem. Again, there's a bit of push-pull here, less so with the teenage years. In this specific situation, Howard, look, if your daughter's going to have a drink for her 18th birthday, it's just let her. She's a human being. She's an adult. She's free to make that decision. You don't want to spoil that occasion by being on your soapbox saying, oh, this is terrible. You shouldn't, don't get a taste for it. None of that. It doesn't matter what you say at this point. She's going to go off on a journey on her own. Her life is now her own to live. She's going to make mistakes. She's going to do things wrong. She's going to find out the hard way in a lot of areas of life. This may or may not be one. There's not much you can say that will change that. Unfortunately, and I found this myself. I have two grown-up children. I have a 27-year-old son. That's why my beard is gray. And I have a 22-year-old daughter. And the hardest thing I found about being a parent is watching your child make serious mistakes, and beforehand they're about to make a serious mistake. You advise them what you think is about to happen, and then have to deal with the mess afterwards, all the time trying to bite your tongue and not say, I did tell you this would happen. But I did the same, I made all these terrible mistakes when I was younger. You made a load of mistakes when you were younger. And, one of the most apt sayings is youth is wasted on the young. And it's very true. So it's difficult as a parent, Howard. I understand where you are. Don't get all preachy about it. And I always say this to people, when you see the light, when you discover the truth about alcohol, there is a temptation to start preaching. Don't. Because you'll only push people away from you, and they won't label you as a wise, intelligent individual. They'll label you as a party pooper, as boring, as judgmental. They'll give you a long list of negative labels, and you don't need that in your life. So again, the stoic approach is the best one. Understand that you can only control your behavior, and everything else is none of your business. That's my best advice. Now, where you have an advantage here now, Howard, is no matter what you say, your daughter isn't stupid. She noticed that you used to drink a lot of alcohol and then you stopped. She will notice a change in you. You're more attentive. You're more conscious. You're more present. You look healthier. You seem happier. You seem more at peace. You're not obsessed with getting to that bottle anymore. She will notice all these things, whether you say it or not. And if at some point in her life, she starts to question her relationship with alcohol, this will fire up in her subconscious mind. She'll think, well, I remember Dad going through this. And it will have quite a profound impact on her with her more mature age. It's a very powerful thing, but it's a bit like planting a tree. You know, you plant a tree in your garden for other people to enjoy. You will never get to see that tree in all its majesty, in all its beauty. You will be dead by the time that tree reaches the most beautiful part of its life. So you plant trees for other people. And that's the same with alcohol. You're planting this subconscious notion that you used to use alcohol and it made you miserable. You stopped and life got better. That's a powerful seed to plant in the mind of a young person. And you're doing it already, Howard. So don't stress about this. Enjoy your daughter's 18th birthday. Enjoy the party. Let her have a drink. She will discover this on her own. Trust me. So I hope that helps. If you need help, if you're a parent and you want to give that glorious message to your child's subconscious mind, then you need to take action now. First step is to go to the website, stopdrinkingexpert.com, and sign up for the free webinar. And at the end of it, I give you my book, Alcohol Lied to Me. Now, it's a funny thing. There's no way to join my program without doing the webinar. You can't go to my website and just click join now and pay and start the course. And you might think, well, Craig, that's silly. Don't you want to make money? I do. I like money, but I don't want to work with people who are lazy and are not committed, because I know from experience, 100% commitment to this course gets you sobriety. 99%, I'm not so sure, but 100% yes. So if you can't be bothered to sit through a webinar to get to the opportunity, then I don't want you on my program, because all you're going to do is damage my success rate. You're going to pull down my my hit rate. So I only want to work with people who are 100% nailed on, ready to deal with this. That's why I don't say go to my website and sign up for the course. I tell you to go and do the webinar. All right. So it's a test. Are you committed? If you are, stopdrinkingexpert.com, and then I will see you inside the members area. All right. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Worried about your drinking? Reserve your place on today's free Quit Drinking webinar and get a copy of my best-selling book, Alcohol Lied to Me, as a gift just for turning up. www.stopdrinkingexpert.com